Think about the last time someone went out of their way to be overwhelmingly nice to you. Maybe they offered an unearned favor, agreed with every single opinion you shared, or showered you with continuous praise. In the moment, it feels validating. But beneath that warm surface, a small voice in your head asks a dangerous question. What do they actually want? In behavioral psychology, we often fall into the trap of assuming that kindness is a baseline human trait with no underlying strategy. But when you start reading hidden human logic, you quickly realize that excessive niceness is rarely about pure goodwill. More often than not, it is a sophisticated social mask used to manage power dynamics, avoid conflict, or gain leverage without triggering your defensive instincts. People with high social intelligence understand a fundamental truth. Behavior is never random. Every action, smile, and polite gesture carries a functional incentive. When someone acts excessively nice, they are often executing a covert social strategy. For some, it is a coping mechanism driven by a deep fear of rejection or exposure. For others, it is a calculated effort to create an unspoken debt, making you feel subconsciously obligated to return the favor down the line. To master advanced social intelligence, you have to look beyond surface-level politeness and analyze the underlying structural framework of human interaction. When you learn to decode these subtle shifts, you stop being reactive to emotional displays and start seeing the actual social architecture at play. You begin to spot the difference between genuine empathy and calculated charm long before the trap springs shut. Let us break down the underlying logic of extreme politeness and how it functions as a social weapon. In any human interaction, power flows toward the person who can control the emotional tone of the room. When an individual adopts an ultra-agreeable persona, they effectively disarm everyone around them. It is almost impossible to confront or critique someone who appears completely harmless and endlessly helpful. By preemptively removing all friction, they build an invisible shield that prevents you from holding them accountable. This pattern reveals a core principle of human behavioral logic. People often use overt warmth to mask a lack of genuine value or transparency. When someone cannot influence a situation through competence, authority, or direct communication, they rely on strategic compliance. They agree with your ideas, validate your frustrations, and mirror your preferences. On the surface, this feels like deep rapport. In reality, it is a low-risk tactic designed to gather information, map your vulnerabilities, and secure their place in your inner circle without taking any real risks. This is where the distinction between high social intelligence and basic social politeness becomes critical. A person operating with true social intelligence respects boundaries, speaks with clarity, and is comfortable with healthy disagreement. They do not need to pacify you because their value is grounded in competence and mutual respect. On the other hand, someone relying on strategic niceness is constantly measuring the power dynamics, ensuring they remain in your good graces while subtly nudging the balance of control in their direction. So how do you evaluate genuine intent when someone's surface behavior seems flawless? The answer lies in observing how they respond under subtle pressure. Genuine human connection can withstand minor friction, whereas calculated niceness shatters the moment its strategic goal is threatened. The most effective way to read this hidden logic is to introduce a mild, respectful boundary or a slight disagreement. Pay close attention to what happens when you do not give them the reaction they expect. A genuinely kind person will adapt, listen, and respect your perspective without taking it personally. However, someone using niceness as a transactional tool will experience a sudden rupture in their framework. You might notice a momentary flash of frustration, a cold withdrawal, or an immediate effort to guilt-trip you back into compliance. If you are finding value in decoding these behavioral patterns, hit the subscribe button and join our community at Social Synapse. We break down the hidden logic of human behavior every week so you can navigate high-stakes social environments with complete clarity. When you train yourself to observe these microdynamics, you elevate your situational awareness. You begin to realize that true social strength is not about being liked by everyone, nor is it about manipulating others. It is about seeing the hidden logic that governs human relationships, protecting your own emotional energy, and surrounding yourself with people whose integrity matches their words. When you master these principles, you stop falling for superficial charm and start navigating every room with quiet, unwavering authority.